I forgot how I sign these things off. Hello, my friends. It's Oktoberfest season, the season of Marzen. It seems they change a little bit every year, and it's high time that I ran the gamut again. So today, I'm going to run through 8 different offerings to see how this year's beers stack up. Now, the first one I've got for you is Shiner Oktoberfest. Now, this is a Marzen style, which doesn't just say it's a Marzen, it says it's a Marzen style. These guys are out of Shiner, Texas. I don't know how they do Oktoberfest down there. Hope it's good. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see how it's supposed to go. And of course, it was a twist off. So let's see how it looks. Now the colors we're looking for is kind of an amber orange. Should be kind of clear, some off-white foam, and that's what I'm getting. It's definitely on the lighter orange. It's got a nice head on it, little off-white, kind of sticking around. Go for a smell. Okay, that's bready. That's supposed to be bready. That works. A little bit. Supposed to have some toast to it. Maybe a little bit. I like my toast darker, but in a Marzen it's supposed to be that way. And it's not supposed to be caramelly sweet. Caramely sweet? Whatever. I don't really get a lot of sweetness out of it. Let's take a taste. Okay, so the malt flavor on that is way low. Not as much of a heft to it as it needs. Not a caramely sweetness, which is good. You actually don't want that at all. The hops is coming through. That should a little bit. Not very floral, which is good. The ending is, it's supposed to have a dry finish, which it kind of does, but that lingering aftertaste should be malty, and it's not. It's bitter. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I don't know. I think I'm giving this about a 3. Not too bad. Let's try the next one. Okay, for number 2, we have Bell's Oktoberfest. This is a straight up Marzen, which I kind of respect. They're just going to call it a Marzen. They're out of Comstock, Michigan. They make a lot of really, really good beers. Their Oktoberfest, they can be a little iffy. Let's try it. All right. Yep, there we go. Wow, that's looking a little grapefruity down there as it's pouring, but the head's coming up just perfectly. Again, pretty light. Amber orange, which isn't bad, so it's not a bad color to it whatsoever. The head is nice, fluffy, pillowy. It's clear. That looks good. So let's give it a smell. Brightiness is there, but there's almost an off yeasty flavor that's coming off of it. I'm not getting toastiness out of it. Let's do the whole thing. There we go. Yeah, okay, a little bit of toast. No caramel. That's good. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, first of all, delicious. Second of all, there's almost a sweetness there, but if you look at the BJCP guidelines, which, hey, you gotta have some guidelines, they say that maltiness should kind of hint at sweetness. And that's exactly what's going on here. The hops is coming through at the end, which is a little weird. The end should be more malty than that. It's not phenomenal, not bad. I kind of like it, but that dry, that finish at the end, I don't know. But all in all, not too bad. I think out of 5, I'd give this 3.8, 3.9, somewhere around there. Can I do that? Yeah, not bad. Next. Okay, next on the docket, we've got a really popular one here. This is Sam Adams. Now, it's Oktoberfest, 2 words. We'll roll with that. Doesn't give a style anywhere on the bottle. It just says Oktoberfest, and it repeats it back here. It has 2 words. I do know that this is incredibly popular at some of the Oktoberfest events. I've had it before. It's been okay. It's been a little different every year. Might be how the bottles are treated, but let's go for it. Okay, a little darker. Kind of see how that's going. The head is not as pronounced. You know, that's kind of the thing with the Sam Adams. That darkness that's the color I'd expect. Head is not nearly as prominent. Color's right on it though. Take a smell. Ooh, smells a little mass produced, which kind of is. They've kind of grown out of their, too big for their britches. There's a note of malt in there. Maybe a touch of sweetness, which I don't really want. I'm not getting a lot of toast out of it. Let's do this whole thing again here. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of toast on that. Not too bad. Let's try it. Okay, I see why it's popular. There is that malt sweetness that's supposed to be in there, where the maltiness kind of adds the sweetness without it being caramely. That's there. The finish is reasonably dry, but there is just a little bit of a caramel note. That bad aftertaste that some of the others have had isn't there. I don't know. I'm not crazy that the head isn't sticking around. I don't know. It's hard. I'm gonna say this is. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 3.8. I would give it higher if the head was more pronounced, if it stuck around a little bit more. Not a bad beer though. Next. Okay, by the way, I should mention something about Sam Adams. It's hard to tell where the stuff is made. It could be in Boston, Massachusetts. It could be in Cincinnati, Ohio. It could be in Milton, Delaware, or it could be in Brenningsville. I'm mispronouncing that. Pennsylvania area. It just says all 4 of those on the bottles. You never know where it came from. I don't know if that makes a difference. It might. It'd be interesting to compare and contrast what's coming out of those different breweries. Probably not a video I'm gonna do. Boring! Anyway, time for some Scotty beer. So we're gonna start with Stevens Point's own Oktoberfest. This is a Marzen style, it says. Not just a Marzen, although it talks about using Hallertau hops and Vienna malts, which is, it's kind of nice. Neat brewery. I'm not going to go too far into that because I want to crack this thing open. Oh, yeah, that was another one that was actually a twist off. They're all pry-offs if you try. Isn't that the thing? All right. Okay, let's give it a little harder pour. Okay, a little light. That's a little between where the Bells and the Sam Adams were. A little lighter than Sam Adams, a little darker than Bells. The head on that is looking beautiful. Color's nothing wrong with the color. Oh, definitely bready. In a very good way. Ooh, a little bit of toast on that. All right, that's there. Color's kind of clear. It's cold. It's not quite as clear as some of the others. So let's try it. Ooh, okay, that's a different experience. The front of that flavor is really kind of a light toast, and then it's coming right in with the hops. Still not floral, which is good, and still really mild. That finish is dead dry, like my tongue is actually feeling dry, like I had a dry wine or something. But the aftertaste is malty. That's pretty solid. I don't remember the last time I had an Oktoberfest from Stevens Point.
Probably never.
No, but I'm going in for another taste. Yeah, that's something to be analyzed. Kind of sat down, thought about, and drank. This is not a party beer. I'm going to say like a 4.2 on this. It's delicious. This is one of the ones I recommend. Let's see what else I recommend. Okay, next on the Scotty list, we've got Capital's own Oktoberfest. This is a Marzen style lager. Now, there's a couple that say that, and it's a little bit of a marketing thing. So I think they say, well, if it says lager on it, then people are gonna drink it. Okay, fine. Let's crack it. Okay. That is a golden color coming out of the bottle, but it's pouring a light orange. Very, very clear. Head is just playing nice like it's supposed to. kind of in that not quite orange, ambery color. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's give it a smell. Oh, very bready, very bready. Toasty. The malt is really coming through on it. Oh yeah. Yeah, toasty, malty. Yeah, no caramel. Let's give it a taste. A lot of body to it. The body is overly sweet. It's too sweet. The hops is almost not present. The balance is just off. For Marzen, it's not great. Now, mind you, as a beer, perfectly drinkable beer. If you end up with one of these, yeah, you're not gonna throw it out. It's not a Marzen. It's not where I want one of these. You know, it's the season. I want it to tick all the boxes, and this just doesn't quite. One more time, just to make sure I'm not going sideways on this. Second taste is a little better, but still, it kind of vanishes, and what it's leaving me with is dry. But yeah, the balance is way off. Not wonderful. Still not horrible. Yeah, 3.2. I'll give it that. Next. Okay, next up, we have new Glarus. We've got their Staghorn. Every year this changes just a little bit. That's going to happen with craft brewery, even if they're as big as new Glarus. I look forward to trying this every year. Let's give this one a shot. Alright, let's give it a pour. Ooh, a little darker. Not too dark, though. Yeah, there it is. That's not bad. See that head come up? Super clear. That color is spot on. That is exactly what I want for a Marzen. That color is gorgeous. So, very orange in a very, very good way. And the head is just sitting there. Alright, stick a nose in it. Yeah, there it is. Malty. A little bit of toast in it. Little light. Oh, yeah, there's like levels to that. Not crackery, but like a darker toast. Really good. Yeah, that smells fantastic. Look at that way. That's just... I'm loving that head. All right. Going for it. I'm going to be honest, not a lot there. The malt character's there. It's got a medium body, which is good. So that's all fine. There's a little bit of that malty sweetness sitting around. I like it. It's not super, super flavorful. The hops, though, am I getting any of that? Yeah, a little bit of balance. A little bit of balance. Not much, though. It's hard to pick it out. There's no way I could tell you what kind of hops they'd use. But whatever it is, it's pretty neutral. And Hallertau is very neutral. So that's probably one of the things that they're using. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I could actually drink a couple of these in an evening, which is good because, you know, if you're celebrating Oktoberfest, you want at least two. Love the color. Love the look of it. The head is still kind of sticking around. I'm gonna lay it right in at a 4. So not bad. Right sitting at a 4. I kind of like it. Next. This one, you can have plenty of. This is out of, well, I don't know if it's out of Milford, Connecticut, or if it's out of San Diego, California, but I'm going to do it. It's Athletics Oktoberfest Brew. I'm usually not the biggest fan of Athletic. I like NA beers quite a bit. I don't think they make the best ones. You want to look to Untitled Art for some of the best ones? I don't know. Let's try it. Now, I'm not measuring this against an NA. I'm looking at this against a Marzen. All right. So I'm going to tell you right now, that color is not what you want out of a Marzen. But Fest beer is another animal. This is about that color. Rich golden straw color. So that's not too bad. The head is nice and solid. I've never brewed an NA, but I can't imagine that's easy to get in a beer like this. It is very clear. I don't know how well you can see that. Let's give it a smell. Oh, hey, that's an NA. Yeah, very pungent, very, like there's a hoppy flavor to it, hoppy smell to it. But NAs usually don't. They usually don't have the nose. And that's part of the reason that sometimes they go sideways, is they never really get the nose right. I'm actually not expecting a Marzen flavor out of this. I'm expecting more of that Fest beer, that light, kind of crackery. If it's good, it's going to have just a little bit of that shortbread kind of flavor to it. All right, I'm going to try it. passable. Not a lot going on. It tastes like a beer.
Really?
The aftertaste has definitely got that over-processed NA flavor to it. But before the weird nose and that over-processed finish to it, it's okay. It's not bad. I mean, if you're going to go out and you're going to go out with your friends, you're going to be the DD. This is not a bad choice. As Marzens go, I mean, it's not a Marzen. Let's pretend it's a fest beer. We're still in a 2.5 category of a fest beer. As far as an NA goes, we're in the 3 territory again. We're in the mid 3s for just an NA. I'd be happy to have a 6-pack of this. I'm not going to seek it out as like an Oktoberfest celebration kind of thing, but good to have on hand, especially if you got friends who aren't going to drink, or you want to give them some alternatives to have with beer, so they can have 2 or 3 if they're throwing one of the NAs in there. Not a great beer, but a pretty good NA. I gotta find something better. Okay, for this last one, we're gonna go to the southern part of Wisconsin again, and we're gonna go to Potosi, and we're gonna have a Potosi Oktoberfest again with a K. It's another Marzen style lager. Let's crack it open. I like that snap. Okay, so that's getting orangier. I mean, I thought it was starting a little light, but it ends up being pretty dark. Well, that's about right. That's about the color that I'm seeing in real life. The head is huge. Color is spot on. Color of the head is spot on. Let's give it a smell. Okay, I'm actually getting a lot of yeast out of that, but the malt and the breadiness is right there. No caramel, which is good. The yeast in there is still popping. It makes it smell like a homebrew, which can be bad, can be good, but it's going for taste. Oh yeah. So that malt comes forward in a perfect way. It's not too rich. It's you almost taste an orangey kind of malt. It's the only way I can explain it. It doesn't have an orange flavor, not like the fruit, but it's got this beautifully toasted flavor to it, and it just kind of builds right up. I mean, just ramps right up, and then the hops kind of cuts it off. It's not hoppy, but it's balanced so that hops just ends up with a dry flavor on it, this dry finish. But at the end, all I'm tasting right now is that malt. It's mighty fine.
Mighty fine.
Boy, we ended with the right one here. That's a 4.2. That's easily a 4.2. This is what I want out of a Marzen. It's not quite Hacker Shore level or some of the other Munich ones. It's good though. It's really, really good, and I don't think I've had a local Marzen that's quite hit that yet. And I can't get over how clear it is. The head staying, the sweetness is there, but not quite caramel. It's a very, very fine Marzen. That's it. That's the rundown of 8 beers. Okay, I'm calling Athletica beer. We're going to go with it. So until next time, Prost. It's never going to be right. I don't know. This poor beard. That's what happens when you don't trim it.